Hello and welcome to the Robo Samurai channel, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Transformers Studio Series 8616 Arcee. And this is it, and it's not the recolor you think it is. It is not the recolor from this thing. This is the Earthrise version, and this is what we saw here, and it's similar to the Kingdom version. This is the packaging that they have for that, but that's not what... And this is the figure. That's that figure. That is not what this is. Just in case, it's a different recolor altogether. But let's take a look at this thing. Let's look at the box. Let's get it open. And we'll take a look at everything we need to take a look at. So, yeah, pretty cool picture in the front. We know this is the Studio Series packaging. Pretty cool picture on the side, which is actually the same. And then there's this. And it tells you, well, there it is. Battle for Autobot City. There's this side, top, and the bottom. This is exactly what we expect. Let's go on ahead and open this thing, because no, I have not opened it yet. That's right. So, because it is, it's similar. It is actually a figure that I have shown on this channel before, but not reviewed. So, we're going ahead and open this thing. Let's take a look at it, get it out of its packaging. And, of course... it comes with all sorts of cool... it comes with a cool background. Not all sorts of cool background, just a cool background. And there it is right there. So, and then it comes with its instructions and the sheet that says, warning, this has got lots of small parts in it, and it's not for children under 3. That's exactly what it says. Okay, so, and then here's the figure in, basically, it's the same type of background. It's just, this is what it's bound to. So... you can go on ahead and move that out of there, and then, ho-ho. So what do I like to do? I like to just pop these out one at a time. Isn't that a bunch of fun? So, yeah, this figure is actually, no, it is not from, it's not from the Kingdom line, and it's not from the Earthrise line. This is actually a recolor of the Legends line. That's what this is. And, yeah, that's pretty interesting. So, just to speed things up here, I'm going to just snip these here. Instead of doing my whole, like, I'm going to push the whole thing through there. There we go. And I'm going to put this to the side. And you get an idea now of what this thing looks like. And you have to pull these down. And then wipe all these little... things to the side. There we go. So what we have is we have her. Here's Arcee in a robot mode right out of the packaging. And yeah, she's got her background here. I'll show her with that there. And that's what you're dealing with. Yeah. So pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. How did we get here? Okay. So let's move it up a little bit. Whoa. And let's talk about this figure. Let's talk about this figure just a bit. That's why you're here, and that's why I'm here. Okay, so very cool background. And I'm going to go on ahead and put this back here without knocking anything else over. All right, let me just put this over here. All right. Now, what this figure is this is not the Kingdom, and you can kind of see the differences between the Kingdom and this here, this version of it. This is what this is this is, like I said, it's the Legends version, which is a different mold. Now, which one do you guys prefer? What do you prefer? I actually prefer this mold right here. What's really interesting is that the pink is... in comparison to this, is very, very, like, it almost looks gray to my eye, and I don't know if that shows up on the camera. This one looks so much brighter. And they're about the same height, so that's interesting. I wonder why they decided to go with this version instead. Let's take a look at the heads here, and put that down. And then, yeah, we can see here. Well... now, since this is the Earthrise version, I think it was the same for the Kingdom version, but the face is totally white. This one here actually has, like, pink to it, to her face, and it kind of looks like that. So, interesting indeed. So, yeah, really kind of an interesting choice. I thought that they were going to go with this, and they decided to go with this instead. So if we look at them in the back, we can kind of see what else is going on here. So, and yeah, and they are very, it's a little bit, you got to be careful when you pose these, because yeah, that's what they look like from the back. Big old car part hanging off the side, the back there. Yeah, so so we're going to set her aside. And I don't have the US version of this. I do have the Japanese version of it. And there it is. They are very, very, very close. The hands are slightly different sculpt here. And let's see here. How's that looking? The collar looks different as well. It looks like that they kind of change the collar a little bit. So, wait, is it the same? It looks very much the same. It looks like that there's an extra hinge there. Okay, so a tale of three Arcees. So let's take a look at this and see if there's any difference, because these are very, very close to each other, and there are some, it appears that there are some remolds here going on. The guns appear to be the same, except for the hands don't appear to be the same. Let's take a look at the guns. We're going to do that comparison here. Okay. And you can see that they are pretty much they're pretty much there, outside of it being like a little bit dark. So, but yeah, this is crazy. Yeah, it's just, I didn't expect this. Not really. Now, if you look very closely, the collars are different right here, and the heads are very much the same, except for this one does not have light piping. It's painted. This one has light piping, and I don't have a light to show you this, but yeah, that one has light piping. And let's see here. This is a little bit more squared off and just appears to be different. So, but there's a lot of the same engineering here going on. I can see it in the top part here. So, and then the bottom part here, we've got the thighs are a little bit thinner. So, okay. And in the US version, I think that there's some black on this. Couldn't be sure about that entirely. So, and yeah, so there's some definite differences here. So, what do you get in terms of articulation? Well, you get the head is it looks like it's on a ball joint, and you get some good range of motion there. She can look up and down. The shoulders go out. You've got they're on a ball joint, so you get all sorts of range of motion there. You get a bicep swivel. You get an elbow bend, and you've got her cupped hands, which look really, really interesting. And this is not on the other two figures. Well, kind of isn't on the Legends version. So, oops, or the should I say the Generations version. So, yeah. So she's got knee bend. She's got that, and then she has ankle. Well, she's got an ankle tilt here. So, I wonder if that's different. I'm gonna take a look at that too. But that looks pretty good, actually. I like a lot of this. This is kind of working for me. Let's see here. No ankle tilt on this one, so it appears to be a slight remold of this in some ways, and maybe not. Maybe it's a totally different figure. Let's check this out. The back looks... Let's see, these back pieces look very similar. Of course, it is Arcee. You can see on the Japanese version, the silver is painted here. So, yeah, this is not what I expected. Not what I expected. These, so it is a slightly different mold. So, yeah, they changed some of the engineering on this. It's very interesting. There is no waist. No, there is waist. It's a weird waist swivel. It's kind of hard, but it's kind of a waist swivel. See that? Interesting. So, all right. Well, that's different. Okay. All right, so, oh, she does have thigh rotation there, but that's pretty much it. Yeah, and can she do the splits? Not quite, so not quite. All right. Oops, this thing keeps on wanting to do this. So I guess let's go on ahead and transform this. I thought that this would be somewhat similar, and I think it is. So first thing we'll do is we'll open up the head right here, and then we'll pull this whole chassis back, and we'll flip that out. And then we're going to pull this out here, and we're going to kind of keep it there for the moment. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to pull these open right here. So I think that's different as well. They re-engineered this back piece. And then we're going to flip this out so that, oh, actually, it looks like we have some panels here. I'm going to pull those panels out and then put this over here. Okay, so, and now we're going to pull this down. And if I understand this correctly, we're going to want to fold these up like this. And then we're going to pull the legs around the sides. We'll put this over here. Oh, looks like this needs to... there is a back panel here, and you'll need to flip that in order to close this, this piece of her... the car mode out. So we're basically kind of making the shell, as it were. So yeah, this is a little bit more than just the Generations version. We want to take this, we're going to push this chest piece and head like that up into here, and it's going to snap. There's some small tabs there that will hold that in. Okay, and now let's see here. We're going to pull these, okay, over here. And, okay, so let's pull this together here. And we'll just kind of make the shell. We'll snap this. There's a tab here. And there's nothing for it to tab into, per se. You have to fold that back. So the arms are going to go into the back here. And then we're going to flip this direction. And then we're going to pull the legs over this way, I believe. Okay. Okay. There. I think this is going to go... I think these go over here, actually, so let me check here. This is kind of a live transformation, so have I ever done this before? It looks like that there is enough of this that's changed where I'm kind of a little bit questioning here. So let me check this out. I think it goes like this. All right, I'm going to see if these instructions give us anything more here. All right, so there we go. So we want to take these and make sure we have this here. And okay, these should be facing knee up. And then I'm going to put this here. Okay. Okay. All right. Now. Aha. Okay. So one of the steps that I'm missing here, and I know this is kind of like confusing, but when you have your waist like this and you've kind of put these in this position, One thing you want to do is you're going to take both of these legs here and we're going to combine them together here like this, okay, so that they're folded like this, okay. And then we're going to rotate this at the waist, and then we're going to fold this all the way back, okay. And that will allow us to tuck all of this in. Now the arms themselves, according to the instructions here, they are going to go up. So this here is not correct. Okay, so we're going to go over here. Arms go, and they go up into here, just like I have this other arm. So you want to tuck it in here. Like this. And that will allow us to properly put the legs down here. Now these have to be together when they come down here, and you can see how all of these line up. So we want these together here, that together there, and then that there. Okay, and then these legs, there is if you see these two here, there is a tab right there that both of these essentially make a tab here, and you can see it right there. That tab is going to go right into there. So that's exactly what we're going to do. There. And then push that in nice and snug. Okay. And then there we go. So, make sure all that's lined up. And these here, and I think that pretty much does it there. So you want to push the arms back up into here and into these holes here. So you have them there, and then you've got that there, and then the legs fold up, tab, and then the feet fold up, and the tab goes into there, and there it is there. And yeah, I feel like there could have been something else here, and I'm gonna have to double check this just to make sure, but that's essentially it. And it's alt in her alt mode, and yeah, I think that it looks pretty good to me. And there isn't anything. I think there's one thing that just a little thing that kind of bugs me just a bit. And that's this gappiness right here that I'm seeing. Right here. And I don't think, I'm going to undo this real quick. This is, again, like a little bit on the fly. But, yeah, I don't see how there isn't any filler piece for that. So if you see it from the top here, it's just kind of a gap. Interesting. So just make sure here. I'm gonna pull the arms out. Make sure. Thanks for going on this journey with me, everyone. But yeah, just want to make sure that we're exactly where we should be. Yep, it's exactly where it should be. So when you pull these over and you push this down, all this should be lined up in this way. Head should be here. And then you want to put these arms in here. There is nowhere else to tab those. So there's no tab joints or anything like that. They just kind of fit in. So you want to push the fists in here so that they fit thusly. There we go. And then, yeah, when you folded this out, this should all kind of, it's supposed to line up a little bit like that. Now, like I said, you want to make sure that all of this is lined up properly and that you swivel the waist. These are ready, and then you just tab them in there. And that's it. That is Arcee in her alt mode. And I think it's decent. It's a little different, actually. It looks like it looked like that they borrowed some cues here from the other one, but yeah, it's not exactly the same. So I can't say it's the same mold. It really is a different and unique mold. And that probably is more of a thing on me than anything else, because I was like, oh, that looks exactly like the other one. But I don't mind doing that. So, and there it is. And yeah, it rolls. It's got the clearance and everything. So, I think on the old one, you could store the gun right here, and it looks like you can do the same thing here. And that's what this girl looks like. Pretty cool. I don't mind that at all. Now, like, I could show you with this one, this is a slightly different one, right? How this transforms, and it's got a very similar transformation with it. So you can snap that there, and then this folds over there. So see, there's already a big difference. And then we can unfold this. It's almost like they re-engineered it, and look, they may have had the slots here too. So I haven't transformed this one in a while either, so that's part of my secret there. But the one thing I do know is that you're supposed to pull these on this particular model up, turn these in. So these have that, and that is that. And you can take this gun, which appears to be a very similar gun, and then you plug this gun in here, and then you can take these and you can kind of just put the arms right in there. So kind of the transformation kind of helps. Now this here, her thighs actually have, and they have a swivel on it. So you swivel them out, and they have the wheels on them. See, that's very different from the other one. So, and then you turn these, so I think they turn inside. Yeah, they turn inside, I believe. Let's see here. All right, so we got that there and that there. So now, there we go. So the legs actually make up on the old version of this part of the side of the car. Now, I like that, by the way. I think that's pretty good. That's a neat thing that they did back then, and I still kind of like that today. So, but yeah, so you can kind of take a look at it. And yeah, it does have that same, it's got a very similar look, you know. So this is the Studio Series, Arcee. And this is the old version of it, and then this here, this one here, this one is the what do I want to say? This is the Earthrise, and it's the same as the other version, the Kingdom. So it's interesting. We've all got all these little Arcees, you know. And I think you have to turn the head on this one. So that one stays there. This opens up. That opens up. So, and then you can, I think you tuck this in. It's been a while since I transformed this one as well. Oh, yeah. You pull this down on the double hinge, and you kind of push that down. And then there is a door here, and a door here. And then, yeah, we can kind of collapse this all down into each other. These tab down here. So, like that. Cool. There. And that's that. That's that. All right, so, and then these go down here, and I believe these fold. How do these fold? Like this? Ugh. It has been a while since I transformed this one, so I may have to actually pull out the instructions on this. Oh, there it was. Yeah, I think it was. Yes, it was very much like that. So let's see. Turn, fold, down, and there. I think it's one goes on one side and the other goes on the other side. And yes, that's what it was. Something like this. You tab these in. You know, and this one here, I would have to say, is probably, all these tend to be a little bit of shell formy. So, but at least I could show you this. This is, you know, that's how she kind of tucks up into there like that. Yeah, and then you get that. So here's kind of like the side-by-side evolution of these. Oh, by the way, her gun fits under here as well. So there. So we have three here. We've got the original Generations version here. This is actually the Japanese version. This is the Earthrise and the Earthrise and the Kingdom mold. It's the same thing. And then this is the Studio series, which has a lot of different variations on it, but it has similar. It's like they remolded pieces from from this one here. It definitely looks like it shares it. And then they kind of changed how some of this works. But yeah, that's what we got going on there. So yeah, this is a pretty interesting little comparison video. Here's what they look like from the top. Let's see here. Can we do this? And you can see they're very similar, especially in the front. I mean, look, that is just so similar. But the back they re-engineered. So and here's what they look like from the bottom here. Oh, this gun fell out here. So you can see that they really are different. So, and you can see this gun was actually made for this one. It's got the two handles there. So interestingly enough, yeah, this is a pretty interesting. I'd say, is this worth it? Well, if you don't have, okay, so in my opinion, on these here, if you didn't get the Japanese version, this one came out a long time ago, so it's probably, if you like the way this is engineered, I know that they make knockoffs of this. You might want to pursue it. However, it's probably out of the price range. This here, I think this has left store shelves a long time ago, and it's a pretty decent version for the mold. If you got this, I think you're doing pretty well. This one here, though. This one, I would say, is in a lot of ways, it's really nice. If you don't have any of these, I would definitely say get this for sure. There's a lot of things to like about it. If you want a full, I think I did a review of the 2-pack, which was the it's like something from Velocitron. Anyway, may have not been Velocitron. I think it was something else. Anyway, it's the one with Ratchet. If you look in my videos, you'll see it. I'll link it after this, at the end of this video. But you can see the green version of this where I do the full transformation. It's basically this. So yeah. This one appears a little bit more blocky. I like the way this looks. Ultimately, I think that this is still one of my favorites. They're all about the same height. This one, though, I'm gonna have to say this is a really good one. If you don't have this one, get this one. That's what I would recommend. I would, if you have never collected the other one, that is this one here, I would say go on ahead and skip it and find that one. Because I think it's worth it. And if you want to, you can always do some of the painting they did, like they did here on the Japanese one on the front. But yeah, I think that this would be worth it. Especially if you want to complete your Arcee, you want to get a good Arcee, that's the version to get. Anyway, thanks for bearing with me on this one. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. That would be great. I'll be posting more and more reviews as we go along here. And I thank you for joining me. We'll talk to you next time.